Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe and I'm here to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. They almost dry to like a powder finish, which is really cool because you can still put powder over top and it won't get blotchy. I do my cream contour a little bit differently than what I've seen a lot. I still like to use the same technique as if I was using my powder, which is kind of feeling where the hollows of your cheeks or where you want to darken and where you want to highlight. So first with my Zoeva, I'm not sure, but 102 brush, I'm going to start with Banana from the medium contour kit, just because I like my highlight to be like pretty light. So I really want to focus on highlighting my cheekbones, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm using a stippling motion and I'm bringing it out because I want to almost give a nice triangular shape to my eye. Now with yellow on more of like a yellow skin tone or someone who's kind of tanned, it can get a little bit ash. So in the deep palette, I'll be going in with the nude color to kind of balance it out because it's a little bit more warm. You could mix a little bit of the warm coral color, just a touch to add a little bit of warmth if it does tend to get a little bit of a cooler tone under your eye. And I like to stipple so it can kind of warm up to the heat of my skin and then move it around and blend it once it's kind of had a chance to set in place. You could also try the cream color, which is not quite as yellow, and so I'm pretty highlighted and just going right down the center of my nose. You could put a touch in the center of your forehead, and it all kind of depends on how kind of highlighted and contoured you want to be, which is for me a lot. I already have my foundation on, like a good base before I add anything else on top. This is just kind of like my base highlight. It's really light, so I want to go in with the other colors telling you before, which is the nude and the deep palette. I'll do that after I do my contour in case it gets too high. I need to sculpt it. Next I'm going to go in with Cinnamon, which is this one here from the Deep Cream Contour Kit. It's also in the Medium Contour Kit, but I just had a little bit of a dumb moment. So basically all of the colors that I'm about to use are in the Medium Contour Kit. Oh, geez Louise, this is my second time using this, so that's fine. So the nude's right there if you want to warm it up a little bit. But anyways, so I'm just going to use the medium palette. Sorry. So this is Cinnamon, the color I was telling you here. And I'm going to start my contour by lightly kind of buffing in the hollows of my cheeks, or where kind of you would like them to be. So if you want to raise your cheekbones, do it a little bit higher. I'm just kind of lightly buffing it in, and I'm barely touching my skin, like if I could do it on the camera. And that's why I'm going up a little higher, because I know I can still take it down. I just want that seam to be invisible. I'm going to warm up my chin. So this is kind of like almost like a bronzer. I'm also going to go along my jawline just lightly. You can kind of feel where you need to do it. I like to go right on the underside of my jawline. Now if your skin is like quite a bit more fair, you might want to try well, in the light palette, the colors are a little bit more cool. A lot of times what happens with lighter skin tones is your skin makes everything quite warm or red, or it goes orange. And on deeper skin tones or more golden undertones, things tend to end up a little bit more on the ashy side. So that's why it's good, to use something a little bit more warm if you're deeper, and something a little cooler if you're lighter, because those colors show up really well. So again, I'm just doing very light circles, outer areas of my forehead. So this is again like a base contour for when I put my darker color in, which is chocolate, which is both in the medium and the deep kits. And it's kind of a nice color, so I'll put it on your cheeks. Same thing, you know what, I'm just going to make this really nice and simple. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to put color on just one side, and I'm going to start right at the top of the bridge of my nose and wiggle it down really lightly for my nose contour. I don't think I'm going to use a smaller brush today. I'm just going to keep it nice and low key. These blend so well, and just dragging it down like that. Nice and simple, one brush wonder. Sometimes you don't need 100 million different things to achieve what you're looking for. So now I've got a good base contour down. This is great for a lot of people, but if you've seen any of my other tutorials, you know I like to take it just a little bit too far with my contour. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go with Chocolate, which just has a nice little fingerprint in it because I swatched it. Using the same technique that I used for my nose. Just using one side of my brush like this, because we want to make the area smaller, and it's quite a bit darker if you can see from the other color that I've used. I want to go kind of right in the middle, You can see where you want to contour that area. Think a little bit tighter so the line's going to be a little bit more sharp. It's going to blend a lot easier into the base contour that we just did. Just going to wiggle it right in that center part like that. Once you've got the products laid down, you can start to move it around so it blends into everything else that we've just done. And this is just adding basically like a shadow. It's not really trying to add any color. We're just deepening what we've already done in a round shape. You want to keep it more round. Unless you're going for more of a masculine contour, then you want to keep it more on the square side. Because we laid down that lighter color, it's blending a lot easier. Just a touch on the one side of my brush again like this, and might as well just darken it right in here because I like that look. Just at the top there. I don't want to bring it all the way down my nose because I don't want too much of a contour on my nose. Okay, now that you've kind of got your contours in, I don't really want to go much darker than what it is right now. I'm going to start to highlight some areas that might have gotten lost with my contour. So I'm going to go in now with Nude, which I thought was only in Deep, but it's also in the Medium palette. I'm actually going to just highlight my jawline just a bit. And it's blending into the lighter color that we did earlier. This is like a little bit more of a severe contour. With whatever's left over on my brush, I'm going to go around my mouth because it's a little bit darker around this area. If you want your cheekbones to be really big or to really pop, you can take a little bit of the Nude again. And I'm just going to dab it right on the cheekbones and make them a little bit more round by doing a circular motion and pulling it up towards the hairline. And as you can see, it kind of gives that really big, almost like I got my cheeks done or something look compared to this side. Stippling circular motion will keep in tune with that round big apple cheeks that everyone's injecting stuff into nowadays. You can just do it with your contour. I'm going to highlight my nose with just a touch more right down the center. So I did the same technique just in this on the side of my brush in the banana and lightly draining it right down the center of my nose, super lightly, like barely touching. A touch in the center of my forehead and between the brows. Pretty obsessed with bronzer, so I'm going to take my 134 brush by MAC and my Dark Deep Mineralize Skin Finish. It's like this. I'm just going to super lightly warm up my complexion. I don't need to contour anymore, that's been done. And I'm just kind of going over the darker parts of my face to add a little bit of warmth. I like to look tanned. So I'm going to take a little bit of a highlighter and just give a little bit of a sheen to my skin using the same brush. Just for a little twinkle twinkle. Highlight above the top of my lip. Just make me all glittery. I'm going to use this palette also as do a little spice up my eyes a little bit. I'm going to take the cream color here and my Zoeva brush in 221. Just go on the lid. Oh, I built it up too much. I was talking too much. But anyways, put on a tiny bit and buff it around. Give it a nice little inner corner highlight. And this is almost like contouring your eyes. This is just something really quick I thought I'd add in last minute. Just because I like how these blend, I thought why not use them as eyeshadows too. Then I'm going to go in with the cinnamon, this one right here. And we can bring out the crease a little bit. Might as well pull it out because that's what I do. Why not take a little bit of the warm coral because we haven't used that yet. And I'm just going to flick some of that in the crease too because it's such a cute color. It's nice and girly and nice little pop of color for spring. If you want to deepen it a bit, you can take some of the chocolate. Again, I'm just using one brush and just going into the crease again for a little extra depth. And I think that's how I'm just going to leave it. Maybe I'll take a little bit of my finger and cinnamon and go along my lash line to add a little warmth. All lashes here are stacked together and I'm just going to put these on. They're mink eyelashes, cruelty free, so I'm about it. I'm going to take a bit of mascara and just put it on my own lashes by putting my pinky underneath. I just want to darken them. I probably should have put mascara on before I put the lashes on. The fake lash. I'm just going to drag some across the bottom. Karma lipstick by Dose of Colors, and just put it on. So this is my completed contoured look. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow, and stay pretty and love yourself, and I will see you guys again very soon. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter at Sonjdradeluxe. Hit me up.